All right, go ahead. I'm recording this, so everybody got something to say, they can say it.
Okay. This is Vera Watkins speaking.
Okay,
And
can y'all
Debra.
hear? I hear.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
Debra
my
was my
favorite.
cousin, and I have something to say at her memorial. Today, March 19th, 2021. I have known Debra all her life. When I found out that my auntie was expecting a baby, I prayed to God that it would be a girl. I was so tired, the only girl being surrounded by 6 headed boys. I was sick and tired of that. So when I found out that Auntie was having a girl, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to see Debra. When I saw Debra, she was so beautiful. She was a bundle of joy. And I said, wow, she was so tiny. She was like a peanut. But she had those beautiful eyes and that same beautiful smile that she's carried on for years and years and years. I figured in time that Debra would get bigger. But as we all know, Debra was one of the smallest ones in the family. My dear cousin, she was always there for me. And I was grateful for that. Maybe Debra was in Georgia and we didn't see much of each other, but Debra would call me a lot on Sunday evenings and we would get together and talk. We talk about the good times. And I'm just saying that Debra she'll be deeply missed by me and my family. I just wanted to get that in. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, am I on a thing? Wait.
You're the one. Hey, you're
woo,
the one.
woo, woo, woo.
When I grow up, I'm going to be just like you.
Thank you for sharing that, Vera.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, so that's pretty much what this is going to look like. Where we just go around the room and we just, where we go around the room and we just tell one of your favorite stories about Debra. And anybody, you can jump in at any time.
Well, let me get in there. Where we at?
You the tallest
Hey, everybody.
You the tallest person in the house. How are we gonna stop you from getting in?
I got my Uncle Abu over here. He'll find a way.
So what we look,
but listen, so
Greg, boy,
so
you do you. Like we can say, you boy, here you can sit in the chair. That way they can see you.
Oh, okay, all right. I want to make sure they can see me though, Mom. All right, so
slide over a little bit, B. Slide over to your right. There you go.
I'm right here on the thing. Okay, so Aunt Debra was, of course, my aunt, and so one of my earliest memories of Aunt Debra was I must have met my dad, or my dad might have been missing for a little bit, and it was my first time seeing my dad in a while. I might have been like about between the ages of 6 and 8. And my dad came over that night, and of course, all of the uncles and aunts and everybody together, Aunt Debra, whatever, and he gave me about $20. I ain't seen my dad in a minute, but he gave me $20, and it must have called the Aunt Debra. And she came over there, come on. Let me get this, B, let me get a couple dollars. I'm like, I ain't got change for the 20. She said, well, let me get the 20, and I'll go to the store, and I'll bring you the change back. And I'm still waiting for my.
You might well kiss that.
But Earthy was always known to tell you she'd double it on the first. Give it to me now, and I'll double it on the first. And then when the first get here, you go ask her for your money, and she'd make you feel bad about asking you for the. And mess around here and get more money from you. But that was Earthy, though. That was my experience, y'all. Thank you for letting me share. Appreciate it.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Well, sure do.
All right, who next?
You want to share it, Brother Roy, yet?
Now, this is not just about my sister, because this is what you call hereditary. And Vera brought this up. But what Vera didn't understand was the whole thing was hereditary because her mother and my mother were sisters. The baby girl was the tallest and the oldest girl was the shortest. Well, it was hereditary because Brenda is the baby, she was the tallest, Deborah was the oldest, and she was the shortest.
Right.
That's
And a
right.
lot of people could never get that they would get that misunderstood too. A lot of people would think that Brenda was older than Deborah because she was the tallest.
So Uncle Akid,
Yes, sir.
can you give us a little bit about like cousin Vera was explaining about her experience when Aunt Deborah just first came on the scene. Now you're the oldest uncle, oldest sibling to Auntie. What was your experience having the first girl on the scene?
Good question.
Well, you know what? And I was gonna say that for tomorrow, but since you have, now you got to understand something.
Huh?
I was not born up here. I wasn't born in the hospital. That me and Will come from South, so I was born in the house. So when we got up here, it was new. That hospital thing was a brand new scene. So when we got up here, Mom went to the hospital to have babies. So naturally, the doctor gave the baby to Mom first. Then Mom gave the baby to Dad. Then Dad gave the baby back to Mom. And then when they came home, they gave the baby to me. Now, okay. So this went on till Agod was the last one they gave to me like that. So I don't got used to these certain type of babies. So they come home and they hand me this baby, and I'm looking like something wrong. She ain't like the rest of them. And Debra said, "Hey, I'm starting a whole new thing here. I'm changing the way things being done around here. You know, this is a new day." And that was the first girl that came along. And at the time, cousin Linda was staying with us then. I think at the time when Debra was born, and me and JR had become the best of friends in 4th grade when Debra was born. So Debra really came along at that time. And then since Debra had started a new thing, another girl came along.
That for another day.
Right after Aunt Deborah.
Right.
I'm next.
And then it went back to your ways, and baby brother Tyrone showed up, and that was the end of the story. But you know what? Tyrone came money because he was the first baby born on Mother's Day, and Mom got paid for him. It was all in the papers, everything.
Yeah,
I remember when
May
Deborah was
14th.
born.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You know,
We sitting around there. We sitting around there. What they had?
JR sharing now. It's your turn.
Get up in the front. We want to hear that. You know you got stories.
Or we can turn it to you.
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
I get.
All right.
What was y'all saying that when Deborah was born? Out East Trenton out there, right?
Yeah, East Trenton Avenue. You ought to know.
You know, I remember we had them. They had what do you call the box windows? You had the window, but you had the window sill that you could actually sit in the window. You remember that?
Yeah, in the front room.
You know, and I remember, like I said, I remember when Deborah was born. Like you know, after like the older crew, then the jaw popping in. So you know, guys, so often the kids was coming up. But I remember when they was all being born, right there, sitting right there.
So what's your favorite story about Deborah Tift?
Oh gosh.
I know you got a lot of them, but yeah, was down.
It's so many stories. You know, some I don't know if I can tell on live.
You better keep them to yourself.
You know? Well, I'm gonna tell you this one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it above ground. Me and Deborah, we went down Florida. I had to make a run down Florida, and on my way back, I had something you could sniff. And I told Deborah, I said, well, yeah, if you want to sniff it a little bit, but I put it away. But I had a lot of sniff, and she just went sneaking back in and sneaking back in there and sniffing. And when I know anything, by the time we get halfway back, she's really ripped. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? You know, I had a van and I had a little bit of stuff, a little hay in the back. You know what I mean? And when she seen all that hay, she really got paranoid. You know? Oh man! Well, by the time we got back here, she was so fat. But yeah, you know, I had to talk with Mookie D. Well, what happened? I said, Mookie, she eased up back there and went to the store and all my stuff.
And she ain't paid for it.
Well, you know, that was the problem. I was more worried about her health because I had some pretty strong stuff back there. Yeah, you know, because she called herself sneaking it. So she hit more than what she really needed to. You understand?
You know? I hate Debra Tift.
Yeah. She come out all right after that.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing. All right, who's that?
My brother Boo.
Because I got a lot of stories.
We're going to tell one of them. Then. Tell one of them.
All right, I'm gonna start with I'm gonna tell one from when me and Debra was little. When I first found out who Debra Tift was. Now, Debra done caused me some emotional trauma. I'm telling you the truth. That girl, my sister, ooh, Lord have mercy. I was too slow for Debra. Debra said, well, if I wanted an educated sister, I'd have just asked for one. I want you to be something else. But that Debra, I remember going to the store with Debra. Now, I don't know, I guess maybe down, not Lamberton, maybe not Lamberton Street. I don't know where, I can't, because I was trying to picture the store. But Debra, we goes in the store, and Debra tells me, said, Brenda, you take that pack of M&Ms, you take them and go wait outside. And I'm like, Debra. She said, Brenda, you take it and wait outside. And then I'm gonna cover, and then we're just going home, and we'll have us some good stuff. You know, Debra always gonna put ours together and have more after she done ate both. So I'm nervous, and I say, okay, I'll go outside with these M&Ms. And next thing I know, here come that white man tapping me. Hello, you took something you didn't pay for, didn't you? And I'm like, I'm shaking in my boots. Debra come out the store and leaves me standing there. I was so mad with that Debra. I said, never again. You talk about steal, that's why I do not steal. That Debra told me to do that. And I said, and I did it anyway and got caught. But I remember Debra, because as little kids, it was always just me and Debra. Me and Debra always shared the room. Me and Debra had different rooms. I could see the beds, the metal beds with the, y'all should remember them because y'all always had to move them when we moved. And then finally, me and Debra got twin beds so that they wasn't stacked, but they was twin on Garfield. And but before we went there, so as little kids, I can remember one of them streets we lived on, because when you come up to the third floor, you can go either this way or this way. That Debra had did something to me. I was so darn mad at that Debra, and we kind of got into a fight, and Debra hit me in my stomach, and I doubled over. I said, I doubled over, and I said, I'm gonna get Debra. And I'm gonna tell you, I laid for Debra in the cut upstairs on that upstairs where you can go left or right, and I went on to the left and went around there because it will open up to the other side. So I stood right at the back of that wall, and let me tell you, when that Debra Tift came, you know those the Coke bottles, them thick Coke bottles. I had that Coke bottle waiting for Debra. When that Debra came around that corner, I hit Debra, but Debra gave me a look, boy. I was scared as all out there. I hard buggy, boy. I said, no more. But yeah, me and that Debra Tift, just growing up with Debra Tift, that Debra Tift would, a lot of days, Debra let me have it. That Debra say, Brenda, you're just scared. You're always scared. Just come on. Mook and Deke say be home at a certain time, I'll be like, Deborah. And we had a party where everybody having fun. I'm watching the clock. Everybody else having fun. I said, come on, Deborah, we gotta go. Deke said we gotta be home by a certain time. She said, oh, Brenda, we gonna get there. Just come on, girl. Have a good time. Deborah, I ain't getting no. Oh, you always messing something up. And that Debra, she wanted to stay. I said, Debra, I don't want to get my behind whooped. I would either leave or I raised so much cane with Debra that she would finally leave. Because I wasn't getting no tail whoopings. But, Debra ain't play that. And, come to playing hooky or the getting cigarettes. Debra want to smoke cigarettes and me, Pat Homer, Terry Figueroa, the whole crew that was back in the day. And I remember we got our little lunch money and we going to school. So I got my lunch money. I know what I'm gonna get, honey. Debra said, we getting cigarettes. And I'm like, I'm not putting my money on those cigarettes. You want to smoke, don't you? You're gonna put your money in. I always had to put my money in to get something if I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. But after a while, I got tired of that. I'm like, y'all can smoke. I don't want to smoke. I want to have my lunch money. That Debra gave me hell. For real. That Debra would get mad at me because I couldn't hang. I couldn't do the thing. I just didn't have a heart. Debra had heart like a boy. Debra had heart like a lion. Debra didn't care. Then we go out and smoke and get high. Now we come back in and smoke that Acapulco Gold, and now come back in the house. Now I want to go get Mook in their faces. I'm educated now. I'm gonna tell them how educated I am. Debra got called to that. Debra said, "You always want to get in their face. Get in their face. You gonna get us in trouble. You just keep on." I tell you. But that's my sister, and I'm telling you, I love her. I tell you, Debra had her ways, boy, and she kept me on my P's and Q's. Though I'm telling you, when I wanted to punk out or just didn't want to do. I just tell my last one, just the last one. Yard Avenue. So y'all know where I'm gonna go with this. Yard Avenue. We coming home from school. Debra and Wilma Rutledge had some kind of beef. And we always was taught you don't let nobody jump on your sister or y'all supposed to stick up for each other. So we come in there behind Salvation Army. Wilma and Debra go to blows. Now they fighting. Now Debra was holding her own. Debra was doing just fine, but now they done drilled in my mind. You gotta help your sister out, y'all. You don't let nobody jump on your sister. And here I go. I'ma jump on Wilma. And quick as I jumped on, I jumped back. And Wilma said, Wilma, stop and turn around and said, wait a minute, you gonna jump on me? And look, next thing I know, Wilma's coming after me. I tore up getting down that Yard Avenue and go to the house. And Aki, well, I ain't gonna say what, but he was in the vestibule, not alone either. And
I remember that.
Huh? You remember that? And I'm coming. You don't? I bet you if I tell you who you was in there with you. That's why you. So he said. So I keep saying, well, what you breathing so hard for? Oh, I said, we was running. What you running from? Oh no, I was in a race. We was racing. Well, where Debra at? Oh, she coming. And come to find out, when Debra came in, he told Debra said, where that Brenda at? Aki said, she went in there. Why? What's wrong? Oh, I was in there fighting. She gonna jump in the fight, then she gonna run. Aki said, she did what? Debra said, yeah, she gonna jump in the fight, then she gonna take off running. Aki said, Brenda! Boy, I knew what that meant. Aki was dirty. He put me back outside, told me I better not come back in that house until I was saying, I pray hard, Lord, please don't let Wilma come back down this street. But that was the moment when I realized that fighting was not for me. I don't want to fight. I got to be able to think. I got to be able to use my brain. So yeah, that's pretty much my stories, Debra. So I got something to say.
Thanks for sharing.
Now Debra had got her an operation on her heart.
Yeah.
And I seen Debra, and I kept praying. I said, "Oh, I hope she be all right. She gonna get these expensive stuff, and she gonna be okay." And so when I seen Debra, I looked around and I saw Debra on the corner by where I lived at on Olden. And Debra said, Sheila, said, give me a couple of dollars. I just want to get me a couple of sodas. She said, because you know I done had this heart thing. She said, so I don't do no drinking, nothing like that. I just want a couple of dollars so I can get me a soda. So I said, what? And you know, I'm thinking, I said, oh, well, God bless her. I said, she ain't drinking and doing nothing no more. I said, I'm going to give her 5, okay? So, so I give her $5, right? So the next time I see them, I never went on. So, I mean, she's close to the liquor store when she's asking me this, but I said, oh, Deborah's not doing nothing there because she, you know, she just had this heart operation. So a couple of weeks later go by, I see Deborah close by the liquor store again. She said, Sheila, can you give me another couple of dollars? I said, okay, Deborah, here. So my sister comes into town, we call her Little Deb and Big Deb. So Big Deb come to me, she said, yeah, I was just over there with Little Deb and we had us a ball last night. I said, what y'all was doing? She said, child, we got toe up. I said, no, y'all didn't. I said, she said, we partied all night. I said, y'all, what was y'all doing? She said, everything, girl. We had a ball. I said, oh no, she done been getting me all this long time. That was one of my thoughts I had to live with. But she called last month. She called us and she kept calling and she kept calling. And she kept saying, I'm coming up there north, y'all. She said, because they ain't got no good food down here. The food ain't nothing. She said, I said, well, you got to start eating and get yourself together. She said, I'm coming up there, so I'm coming to your house. She said, make me some of them good collard greens that you make. She said, because girl, she said, I need to come up there with the food at, because ain't no food down here. These people don't know nothing about cooking. You know, I have to come up there with all my family because they know how to cook. So I said, okay, well, who gonna bring it? She said, my nephew coming to get me. She said, Bino coming to get me. She said, I said, you sure you ain't telling me no tale? He coming, girl, and I'm gonna be right there. I said, all right then, Deb, I'll see you when you get here.
Everybody was going to get Deborah.
Thanks for sharing. Look, but to add on to that, look, you know, it ain't funny, but to add on to that, what she was saying, maybe about 2 weeks before Earthy passed, she was adamant the same way. Right. She was saying, cause my brother coming to get me. Cause you can't tell me nothing. Cause when I tell you I keep coming, he coming. I said, Mom, she on her way out. This ain't good. It ain't good. I said, okay, going down there again. I'm done. But yeah, to add on to that, yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
Woo, woo, woo,
Woo, woo, woo, woo.
Uncle Agar, where Uncle Agar at?
He disappeared. I guess he'll be back.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
He just right there.
Brandon.
Hey, where Brenda at?
Brenda. This one?
Oh, ain't but one Brenda I know. Anyway, now, back to your story about Debra not being afraid. That a lot of y'all don't know it, but back to Yard Avenue, I was on the basketball court, because y'all don't too young might not remember that, but there was a basketball court at the Salvation Army. We used to live on that basketball court. And Debra had just had a cast on her arm. Remember Debra had the cast on?
Yep.
And this girl had been waiting to whoop Debra behind, and she caught them with that cast on her arm and whooped Debra. Debra got to Yard Avenue, and I looked, I said, what's the matter with you? She said, you know what? I just thought about that. That girl whooped me. I'm going back. And Debra went back and whooped that girl.
With that cat.
Debra didn't play that. I mean, the people that don't know, Debra could fight. And Debra wasn't scared of nothing. Nothing. Debra would go after you if you double crossed her. And after that, Deborah's reputation was made because they said, you might whoop her, but she coming back.
Yep. Woo, 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 woo.
Woo, woo, woo,
Woo. All right. Fan. Well, you want to tell one.
You got a story with Aunt Earthy?
I guess I got one.
Shoot, I know you do. All them kids, all the kids.
Okay, can everybody see me?
Hey, can't help but see you.
I'm gonna just stand up. I'm gonna stand up.
Oh, I thought you were still sitting down.
Stop. Cut it out.
Go ahead, girl. You know I love you. I was there when you were a little bitty baby.
Okay, I don't know how old I was. I think I was 13. I never lived on Walnut and Chambers.
Speak up. Can't hear you.
Y'all can't hear me? Okay, let me. Mom, you ain't got me. Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so she lived on Walnut and Chambers on that little corner house right there.
Yeah.
And my mom dropped us off because I guess we might have been begging to go over there because at a certain point she was like, y'all can't go over there. So one night we was like, Mom, can we go over Aunt Deborah's house? She was like, yeah. I'm not sure if it was me and Fred or me, Fred and Brandon. You could tell me whether or not Bernie was there. Probably was. But we was all having a good old time. Everything was good. Then it got late, and she was drinking. Uncle Fred just got there, went straight to the back door, went to his room. Then after that, Red and Peanut came in. They all started arguing. And after that, she was like, everybody gotta go. Everybody, let's go. Everybody gotta go. I'm like, wait, we gotta go too? She was like, yeah, y'all gotta go too. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'm not calling my mom. She's gonna have a fit. So I was like, all right, you know what? Fred, come on, we're gonna wait until the morning time. And if she's still acting funny, then we're gonna go home. Morning time came. She was like, oh, what y'all want? What y'all want to eat for breakfast? I'm like, okay, well, the remedy is going to sleep. I know that now. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely miss Aunt Deborah like crazy.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm gonna go before I start crying.
Woo, 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 woo. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end this one and I'm gonna send you an email for another one so we don't run out of time in the middle of everything, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna end it right now.
Why you doing that? Y'all